Welcome back, everybody. You're here with Will and I, man, from the Block Runner, and we're going to be talking about Matic, who is now known as Polygon.
Polygon, yeah, we got to address it properly now.
Yeah. So let's first start with the announcement. So it says today's a big day for our project. We're excited to announce that we're expanding our mission and technology scope and becoming Polygon, which is Ethereum's Internet of Blockchains. That's a big claim.
Yeah,
that's a big claim.
Still not understood what exactly that entails, but I mean, I get the idea and the concept of what they're trying to achieve here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't know what Matic was leading up to this, it's another one of the layer 2 solutions.
Yeah.
To Ethereum's, gas congestion issue.
Yeah. So we have Matic, we used to have Matic, and now we have XDAI, and then we have the two popular other scaling solutions, Optimistic Rollups and ZK Rollups.
Yeah.
And
there's probably others out there too, but these are like the big prominent ones, right? That usually everybody throws around.
Yeah. And so I think Matic, its closest competitor was XDAI, just because they had like probably an easier onboarding path for developers to use these side chains. Mm-hmm. But it seems like a lot of the bigger companies or projects are using optimistic rollups. Ethereum is using that.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody's actively using anything yet, but we see like a lot of tinkering, experimentation with it, like Synthetics and Uniswap. They're both like in like their beta trial, with the Optimism rollout. So, I mean, it is tough to like distinguish who's leading in this race, but it's clear like this is a sector that, is of utmost importance right now.
Yeah.
If you're interacting with anything on Ethereum, like, this is priority number one, figuring out, how to scale this thing.
Yeah, and just to take note as to what exactly happened with this announcement, I mean, it shot up from its previous all-time high at 4 cents. It did a 3x to that. Mm-hmm. So this is the market reacted pretty favorably to this announcement.
Yeah.
And so going back, so let's talk about some of the challenges that they recognize here. So the challenges for Ethereum blockchain development is low throughput. So we have all experienced that with high gas fees. Mm-hmm. And so poor user experience, delayed proof of work finality. So you're always competing to be logged onto the next block of in Ethereum's blockchain. Mm-hmm. And so therefore, the higher the gas, the more likely you're going to be added or mined into the next block. And then no sovereignty, so shared throughput, clogging risk, tech stack not customizable, or governance dependence. So this is pretty interesting. I would have thought that, we would have high sovereignty with Ethereum, but
yeah.
So, and their solution is making it easier for developers to deploy their own blockchain, Ethereum-based blockchain, and then growing set of modules. To develop their custom networks, and then interoperability protocol for exchanging arbitrary messages with Ethereum and other blockchains. So they're focusing on the Ethereum-based blockchain interoperability, mm-hmm. which it serves the whole idea of bridging these different blockchains together. Because the analogy I like to use all the time is if everybody's on their own blockchain, it would be as if we'd have to get on a separate network to send somebody an email every single time that we wanted to send an email. Like, we have to get on the right network. And that's not just how the internet works.
Yeah.
And so I would expect the blockchain network to be that, right? Mm-hmm. All in one single network.
Yeah, and if you make comparisons to this, if you've been watching our channel, this sounds awfully similar to something that we know and love, Polkadot.
Yeah.
This has a lot of the same like terminology, a lot of the same architecture, like just all these little graphics,
Yeah, not only that, they have Polkadot here as, contributing to the stratification or the fragmentation of the different blockchain networks.
Okay.
And so all these projects out here, they try to implement Ethereum's network into their project, just because Ethereum has all of the DeFi projects.
Yeah.
They have all the users. They have all the liquidity.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't make sense to start your own blockchain without implementing some shared access to that network that has all the network effects that Ethereum does. So I guess they attempt to solve that problem, and Matic has a pretty solid team. I mean, they built a second layer solution that so many projects are using. And just to name a few, you have Polymarket, Aggregation, Decentral Games, which we know personally, and then Neon District and EasyFi and SportX.
So they definitely focused like Matic did before they became Polygon. Initially, their focus was on gaming and like casino like blockchain entities. I think because they have like the highest throughput demands. Well, currently in the blockchain space, I guess. So it served them well in the sense that it's proven like their layer 2 tech to the point where new projects are starting to understand and the demand for this integration is going up. And also, I mean, whenever we make comparisons to XI and Matic, it's kind of hard to see the differences, but there's clear differences in like their business approach.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
I think that's the big identifier that we've kind of like uncovered.
Yeah,
through our diligence, you know what I mean?
Let's jump into XDAI's website here. So XDAI just brings you into the documentation right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then for Polygon, I mean, you get a standard website that explains everything. And so this is just a small example of the different approaches from the two different projects on how they market themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
so this might be more at home to like the developer.
Yeah.
And this is more at home to the general investor, right?
Yeah.
Looking to understand like what is Polygon or Matic.
Yeah, that too. And I mean, and also the developer, man, like if you're a developer and you have no previous experience in the blockchain space, but you understand like the gravity of its potential and you want to actually get involved, maybe build a little, blockchain game phone app or something, but you're kind of intimidated with like, how do I build an efficient, consumer grade game, on Ethereum that's actually, scalable and my users don't have to deal with $200 gas fees. You know what I mean?
Right.
So how do I do that? How do I go about that? Then you start exploring your options. You come across XDAI and Matic. I mean, Matic, their mission is about onboarding those developers on the outside, like making that friction a little less for them, not just because like these layer 2s, their users are the developers, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, initially, whenever we came across XDAI, we kind of like fell in love with the simplicity, like the straight rawness of it, right?
Yeah, the rawness. That's a good word.
Yeah, because I don't know, maybe we have like developer like mindsets where like this is all we need.
Yeah.
Right? Like we don't need the fluff, dude.
Yeah.
Like why are you trying to impress me? You know what I mean? But in reality, dude, that fluff it's
important for the retail investor.
Yeah, the investor and the developer, just I don't know, man. There's like some psychological aspects to it. You just feel a little more comfortable. And then like I think we have like a little video snippet, don't we?
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, let's just play like a minute of this. Just like at the 13 minute, 10-second mark. This guy, it's just a random interview we came across, but he asks the growth lead of Matic, what do you track the most as far as like gauging the success of your protocol, Yeah. And then his answer is kind of like what struck out to me the most. Yes. It kind of made sense from this point.
So let's listen in.
So that's really interesting. I mean, you went mainnet live 6-7 months ago. You've got 81 validators. How are you, which is great, and you have $10 million worth of prediction markets flowing through during the elections.
40 million like just a couple of months back. So
nice. Yeah. So what are, as head of growth, what are some of the metrics that you look at to sort of ascertain the health of the network overall?
Okay, so great question, right? So this is again, there's no real.
You're already on the show. You don't have to compliment me, Arjun. That's fine.
Right. No, what I meant by that was that, like, like it's such an interesting problem to solve, right? When I think about it also daily, but like how I have structured my thought process behind this is, see, the number one metric from which everything flows is adoption. Right. See, we are not in Matic network. We're not into this like, token pumping, dumping game, token goes up, down, all that is fine. But we have a 10-year horizon that we want to build that kind of infrastructure. So that means you need to work with the most important metric, which is adoption. Like no adoption means nothing. It doesn't matter what your token value is. It doesn't matter.
Right.
No adoption means you're a dead project. So now when you have adoption, adoption means a couple of different things, right? Adoption definitely means more dApps should build on Matic, right? Now, if you want to build more dApps, like for example, let's say you want lots of dApps on your network, you need to do a couple of things. Number one, you need to make it you need to make it easy technically. What does that mean? Good documentation, tutorials.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, you need to go a step further. So you offer tech support. So any dApp which works on Matic gets tech support. So anything goes wrong while deploying, before deploying, after deploying, any tech questions you have, anything, you can always ask us and we'll always respond on Telegram. Like we set up these groups with every team, right? Third thing is you need to do marketing support, right? Because you can have all the best brains in the world, build, the best dApps, but if you don't market them the right way, if you don't help them get those customers, get that adoption, you're not going to solve anything, right? So for me to have lots of transactions happening, I need lots of customers. I need great developers, but I need lots of customers. So we offer marketing support. So we have it.
So that's it.
That is literally it.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the big.
That's when the light turned on, like from our perspective in terms of how a project approaches, talking about what they do, how they do it,
Yeah.
and then how they support the developer in what they're trying to do.
Yeah, because I think it's starting to become like these developers in this crypto space, they get comfortable with this like philosophy, this approach of like the Andre approach, like we test in how's it go? We
test in
deployment
in live.
Yeah, like it's kind of like it's not so much like enterprise focused, it's more like experimental. Like everything is just like fuck it, dude. Like we're just gonna throw shit out there. If you guys want to use it, go ahead. If you don't,
yeah, and because of that, you're liable to get hacked pretty often, which
happens all the time.
Which happens often, not only in the Yearn ecosystem, like it seems to happen more often just because they test in deployment.
That is their philosophy. But I mean, there's good sides and bad sides to that. Bad side, obviously, exploitation. Good sides, like I don't know, it just feels quick. Quick deployment,
quick testing,
and it just looks sexier, I guess. It just feels like rebellious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something about it is just like, that's like total nerdgasm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so these guys are taking like a more structured, like, professional approach to all this stuff. And they have good reasons for it. And they have good support and evidence to show that it's working. They do have adoption. We know personally people who are integrating the Matic, system.
Yeah.
Into similar projects that we're working on, and their customer base is happy and satisfied. Like we see it on their Twitters all day long, dude. Like, dude, have you guys played at Decentral Games Casino? Like, dude, it's fucking flawless.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So the people are liking it. You know what I mean? It's just the issue is, there's so many layer 2 solutions that it's like there's no consensus on which one to adopt.
Yeah.
From the developers, so it's like fragmented. So I guess that's what this Polygon is all about.
Yeah,
they want to be the facilitators to navigate these developers. Like, okay, you come through our Polygon, ecosystem, and then we'll kind of like point you in the direction you need to go as a dApp.
Right.
Basically,
yeah.
How they're technically going to achieve that, I don't even think they know that yet, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think when you start with second layer, I mean, you build that project to help other projects survive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for real.
And if your second layer solution doesn't come with like marketing and it doesn't have the tech support that you need, like that second layer solution is not going to be that sustainable for that long, just because you're not able to retain the developers to continue using that solution just because of the lack of support.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I like Matic a lot, because from that angle, I feel like developers are going to feel more comfortable using Matic, or in this case, Polygon, in order to facilitate solve a lot of the problems that Ethereum has, right? The throughput and the interoperability that we're starting to see, on a day-to-day basis. Like if you're on Ethereum, you're missing out what's going on in Cardano. You're missing out what's going on in Tezos.
Or Elrond. There's so many of them now.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been paying attention to the markets, we've been wanting to cover all these like next-gen blockchains, but there's so many of them, and they're all like thriving in these market conditions. Like they're all, exploding currently. It's hard to pick one to like focus on.
Yeah.
But the point is, the reason why all of these next-gen blockchains are starting to flourish and, explode in valuation is because the market is recognizing like Ethereum has, some major
some inherent problems.
some short-term dilemmas that they have to address, and it's highly unlikely that we're going to solve them within this market cycle. So there is market share at in the open, kind of, where like these alternate blockchain
solutions can steal market share from
ecosystems.
Ethereum.
Yeah, they could take a piece potentially.
Yeah.
It's kind of sucky to see, I guess, if you're an Ethereum maximalist. It's basically what I'm saying is like some of the people who like you're starting to lose some of your fan base. You know what I mean? Some of the maxis are converting.
Yeah,
they're just spreading out to other blockchains slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Whether or not that will sustain, we'll see, man. That's like the big what if, right? Like, fuck, what if will Ethereum fizzle away?
Yeah,
if they don't fix their shit within the next 3 to 4 years. Like, I want to say no.
It's hard to imagine, but it's
possible.
It's very possible. I mean, right now in the top 10 tokens, there's like 3 or 4 of them that shouldn't even be there. And so who knows? Maybe one of them could be, one of these competitors to Ethereum that really takes that market share.
That would be pretty bonkers to see. But
yeah, it would.
Regardless. So yeah, Matic is interesting. I guess Polygon interesting. So, I mean, currently sitting around, I think 300 to 400 million market cap.
Yep.
Right?
Oh, 600 million.
Just kidding. That's what it was last time I was looking at it. Holy crap. So yeah, this news is catapulting it to new stratas.
Yeah.
It's pretty bonkers actually.
Wow.
So yeah,
congratulations to them.
Yeah, congrats if you've been a Matic believer this whole time.
Yeah.
Like only good things from here, I bet. Because they're punching up, dude. Like we were saying earlier, like they're punching at, who are they punching at,
dude?
Polkadot, Cosmos,
the Ethereum's fork.
Yeah,
right.
So I mean, in a way, they're kind of like indirectly saying to the market, like we should be up there with all these boys. You know what I'm saying? So so push us up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they got the personnel. I mean they got a solid team. I mean, we've actually spoken to Sandeep before.
Yeah, we have
during a roundtable.
Yeah,
so
pretty cool guy.
Yeah. All the links for this video will be in the description. Make sure you watch this entire interview. It's really good.
Yeah, it was only published a couple of days ago, so
super relevant. Singularity Net. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so hope you enjoyed the explanation of Polygon. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner and also at MetaZone.io. And like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think about Matic. And they have this huge staking platform as well.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah. And which, I mean, there's tons of people yielding a lot of crypto through that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you think, and we will see you in the next video.
Yep. All right. Peace.